I think it was what, 55 of them that Trump allowed into the country, and the left just lost their fucking mind. They just lost their mind that Trump would allow uh, white South Africans in our country. How dare you, sir? And you have people um, who are actually saying that Trump let these 55, not even a busload of people, let 55 white South Africans in here so they could outpopulate colored people? Yes. People were really saying that Trump allowed these 55 white South Africans into our country to start populating and make more white people in America. That's what they really said with their mouths, with a straight face. That this is how Trump is going to make white people or ensure that white people are the dominant race in our country, is to bring a handful of them. White South Africans arrive in the U.S. as refugees protected under Trump's carve out. Well, let's see. American officials welcomed a group of 59 white South Africans at Washington Dulles International Airport, Dulles International Airport on Monday afternoon in a ceremony greeting them as refugees based on the argument that they are fleeing discrimination and racially based violence in their home country. The new arrivals are from the Afrikaner minority, the white ethnic group that ruled South Africa during apartheid. The dozens that came Monday, including families with young children, arrived on a flight chartered by the State Department. Their settlement in the U.S. comes as Trump's administration has shut down refugee admissions from almost all other countries, including Afghanistan, Sudan, the Republic of Congo, and Myanmar. The Afrikaners, every time I say that word, it reminds me of Lethal Weapon 2. Diplomatic immunity. The Afrikaners were met on arrival by U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau and Department of Homeland Security Deputy Secretary Troy Edgar. Landau said that Trump's pause of the U.S. refugee program was from the very beginning, subject to exceptions when it was determined to be in the interest of the United States. He cited that the example of when the refugees could be assimilated easily into our country. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, okay, let me come back. Hold on a second. We'll do this. I'll put, because of that video in the beginning on that website, it had a video of them getting off of the plane, and I want you to see what these people were carrying in their hands, because you don't see this too often when we're talking about refugees coming to our country, escaping war-torn scenarios. You know, we're always told that these people are escaping murder and corruption and poverty, and we have to let these people in here because look at them. We're America. We have so much. We shouldn't even have borders. Everybody should just be allowed to come through here. Just treat it like an open air market. Like, come in when you want, leave when you want. Don't leave if you don't want. So here are the small group of these 59 white South Africans. And what are they holding in their hands? What are those disgusting, terrible, awful, racist, colonist things that they're holding in their hands? They're holding American flags. So I asked you this question. When's the last time you saw a group of refugees coming in this country waving flags in their hands? Because all of the refugees and asylum seekers that I've seen in the recent past have been carrying things, but none of them were American flags. And in some cases, they were the flags from the countries they're escaping. How dare you? That's the same as them walking up and giving you a Hawk Tuah right in your face. You have the nerve, the gall to escape that shit stain of a country you come from, and you come here waving those flags? You piece of shit. But these people come waving American flags. And what does that mean? What does that mean when you come to America as a refugee waving the American flag? It means a couple things. Number one, it means that you appreciate it. It means that you are thankful for us opening our country to you. It also means that there's a very good chance that you are going to assimilate into our country and our culture. You are going to adopt our beliefs and adopt our way of lives and join the fabric of America, not try to do your own thing, not bring the ways of your fucked up country up here. You are going to assimilate to our ways of doing things. You want to be an American. I've been saying this for years. The people who come here legally, they want to be in America. They don't want to be American. These people want to be American. Their mouths are salivating for a slice of apple pie. And if you want to go a la mode, put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it. They can't wait for it. They can't wait to go to the baseball games. They can't wait to learn the words to the national anthem. I wouldn't even be surprised if these people already know the words to the national anthem. And what are these people escaping? Because we've only heard people say that, oh, they're coming. Trump wants to bring them here to make more white people, which is so fucking stupid because why would you bring 60 of them? Meanwhile, our country's been invaded with 20 million of them over the last 4 years. But anyway, these guys are the problem. This tiny little handful of white Africans, they're the problem, not the 20 million coming from pick your country, insert shitty country here. So what are they escaping? They're escaping murder. They're escaping genocide. They're escaping rape. You read some of the stories of what happens to these white farmers because in South Africa, it is now legal for Black Africans to take that land back. They can come up to a white farmer and take their land. Now, do they come up to them and ask them nicely? Maybe in some cases, but from the stories I read, it usually starts with murder, or it starts with rape and then murder, and then unspeakable things that they do to these people's babies. Just read them. I'm not even going to say it. It's utterly disgusting. Legal Alien, what's up? Says, what's up, Senior Jericho? I wish every libtard would wake up tomorrow morning conservatives. Oh my goodness, that's there's a genie somewhere saying I can't even do that shit. But wouldn't it be nice? But the unspeakable, horrible, monstrous, barbaric things that are done to these people, but because they're white, nobody gives a fuck. You have is it the president of South Africa? I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you have this leader. He's in front of a crowd of people in the tens of thousands. It's a huge group of people. And he's basically shouting, kill the white people. Kill, like that Eddie Murphy skit from SNL when he was that reggae group. And he had that song, kill the white people. Oh. If you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. But this, yeah, okay, it was the president. So this fool's basically up there doing this chant, kill the white people, kill the white people. What? What? So, as I've said before, even here in America, where you have this group of fucking idiots who are, oh my God, reparations. Where was it? I just saw somewhere where some state, they just gathered task force to look into reparations. I'm like, you fucking idiots. Ooh, another task force to look into something you're not going to get. That's like hiring somebody to go, what's inside Fort Knox? Well, who cares? You're not going to get any of it. What do you care? You ain't getting no fucking reparations. You already got them. You're living reparations every day. Let's see. Chozo Ghost says, that being said, I think even South Africa's current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, has praised Julius as a potential future leader of the country. So, yeah, take that as you will. Who's Julius? Oh, that's right, Sonny Singh. Believe it. But you have the president chanting shit like that? This is fucking insane, man. Insane. But you have people here. Okay, Julius Malema. Well, who the fuck is that? Hold on a second. Julius Malema. Oh, so he's a South African politician. Young man, he's my age. Julius Malema, South African politician, leader of the Economic Freedom, Communist Party, known for its red berets. He was formerly the president of ANC Youth League. So he was from the Communist Party. He sounds like a piece of shit like the other guy. But you have, okay, Julius is the guy in the stadium. Okay. Well, if he's being praised by the South African president, then they are both pieces of shit. But for that to even be allowed is crazy. But people here in America, you know, who are, oh, we need reparations. And at some point, somebody has to say, we forgive you. Or that's water under the bridge. Let's let bygones be bygones. The South Africans have to say that. The Black Americans in this country have to say that. That's the only way it's going to end. There were terrible things back in the apartheid and all the horrible things they would do to the Black Africans, which was kind of weird because unlike America, in America, Black folks are 12% of the population because we just can't stop killing each other, whether in or out of the womb. But in South Africa, it was by far Black Africans, way more Black Africans than white Africans. So why did you let them do that? I'm not saying what they did was right, but why did you let them do it? Why would you let a tiny group of people rule you with such impunity? Why wouldn't you stand up, organize, and take your country back? There's way more. It was like 10-1, 8, 9, 10-1. Why wouldn't you do that? But no matter what, it's in the past. So you need to say, all right, we forgive, or let's forgive and forget. Let's move on. Why don't you teach us the ways of farming? Why don't you show us the ways of your farming, why you're so successful farming? Help us with our infrastructure. But what's in the past is in the past. Somebody has to drop that shit and let it go. That's the only way that you're going to get past it. But they won't do that. They can't. You know the source of power they have in screaming racism, screaming victimhood, crying about